What is going on Online Fitness Coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives, Make Money Online Trainer podcast. It's your boy B Mark, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about you. We're going to be talking about you fucking around. We're going to be talking about you making excuses. We're going to be talking about you pretending that you're putting in the work so that you can justify to yourself that you're getting better and better and better and better. Now, I see this happen. This is the devil in the personal development space, all right? Personal development is like the best at what I call mental masturbation. And my definition of mental masturbation is I'm just going to fucking go and I'm going to listen to these courses and I'm going to study these videos and I'm going to watch these trainings and I'm going to listen to these podcasts. I'm going to follow these people on Instagram. I'm going to go to the Tony Robbins event. I'm going to listen to all of Brian Mark's podcasts and I'm going to do absolutely fucking nothing. That's you. Absolutely fucking nothing. The only thing you do is you just show up and you do the quote unquote best you can. And then you fucking go home. You don't get the results and you're wondering why it's not working. And then you're like, shit, I need to develop myself. So what am I going to do? I'm going to listen to some podcasts. I'm going to listen to some YouTube videos. I'm going to go to the next Tony Robbins event. I'm going to level up my life. So you buy a fucking book or you listen to a podcast or you listen to a YouTube episode, you consume it. You're like, damn, that was valuable. And then you do fucking nothing. Nothing. Then you go back to what you were doing before, whether that's posting on social media, trying to book sales calls, trying to sign clients, trying to serve your clients, try to develop a positive mindset. You go back to trying to do what you were doing before, but because you haven't implemented shit and you're not doing anything, you're still the same person. And you're just repeating life with the same patterns over and over and over again, but you're deluding yourself into believing that you're getting better because you're consuming self-help information. Bro. This shit drives me fucking nuts. This is like the definition of mental masturbation. It is the definition of procrastination. It is, in fact, the worst type of procrastination because at least procrastinators understand that they're procrastinating. Like if I'm a procrastinator, I'm fucking eating my fucking Cheetos and I'm sitting on my couch and I'm watching Netflix. I'm fully aware that I'm a procrastinator, okay? I know that I might be, going a little bit too far with the diet. I might be having a little bit too many Cheetos. I might be pushing it a little bit too much. But when I'm listening to self-development tapes, I'm listening to Tony Robbins, I'm showing up to events, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm actually convincing myself that I'm bettering myself. Dude, I can't even fucking tell you how many people do this and then they brag about being on a self-development journey and they brag about personal development and they're excited that they're quote unquote on this journey and they're doing fucking nothing. You do nothing with it. You just sit there and listen to your fucking tapes and feel motivated for a minute, and then you go back to doing what you're doing. Dude, I have two things that I need to say to you that I hope you understand, because if you don't understand this, you're going to continue to be broke, struggling, listening to dumbass podcasts, listening to Tony Robbins, listening to my podcast, tuning into my Instagram lives, and being broke. So unless you want to be broke, listen, okay? This is two things I'm going to write down. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do if you want to be successful. Number one, close the fucking book. Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're studying, close it and start taking action, okay? And don't just start taking action, start taking violent action. And my definition of violent action is I'm going to move forward at such a rate, at such a pace, with such intensity that I burst through all obstacles and barriers. So that's number one, is like, turn off this fucking podcast and go on your Instagram story and talk for the first time in a week. Like, get off this podcast, go make a post on Instagram about something that your audience would resonate with. Get off this podcast, end it, start your own live stream, and have a conversation with your audience. Like, don't just consume information and then turn it off and then do nothing. You'll be nothing, have nothing, and gain nothing if you do that, okay? So that's number one, is like, stop listening to shit without taking any action. It's stupid, okay? You're just convincing yourself that you're bettering yourself. But that's like the biggest delusion of all time. I'm listening to Tony Robbins, so my life must be improving. Not true. That's number one. Number two is I want you to really, I want to say this, and I need to say it a few times so that I fully communicate the idea so that you fully understand. I need to take my hat off because it's getting hot in here, okay? I need to say this in a way that you really understand, okay? You will never outgrow the conversation that you're having in your head. You will never outgrow the conversation that you're having in your head. And what I mean by that is when you look in the mirror, you either see a winner or a loser. I don't believe in the in-between. You either see yourself as a bad motherfucker that crushes it, or you see yourself as a loser that doesn't deserve success. And however you feel when you look at yourself will determine the results that you get in your life. And there's no amount of self-development. There's no amount of fucking Tony Robbins tapes. There's no amount of Brian Mark podcasts. There's no amount of Cole Da Silva Instagram reels. None of it will help you if you look at yourself in the mirror and feel like a loser. Zero, nada, nien. You guys are looking externally when you need to be looking internally for the solution. You're hoping that Tony Robbins will save you when he talks about stepping into your power, when in reality, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm going to fucking save me. My sales skills aren't very good. I'm going to work on them until they are. My content sucks ass. I'm going to study content until I'm a gangster. I'm not making money and I don't want to be a loser anymore. So I'm going to study until I figure out how to break through the algorithm. And I'm going to take violent action as I'm studying so that I'm not mentally masturbating like Brian told me on the podcast today. You need to make the decision that you're going to fucking win. Like you're going to win. Like you are a winner. And when you make that decision, like I'm going to win, and I'm so sick of not playing at my very best. I'm so sick of not being my very best. And I will do whatever it takes to see the winner that I see in my mind, in my eyes, in front of me, in the mirror. Whatever it takes, I will do. When you get to that place and you see yourself as a winner and then you start acting like a winner, you will become a winner. And that has nothing to do with a fucking Tony Robbins tape. And it has everything to do with changing the conversation that you're having with yourself on a day-to-day basis in your head. It has everything to do with shifting your morning routine so that every day you're reminding yourself of your goals and the things that you'd like to achieve. It has everything to do with surrounding yourself with people that believe in you, that want to see the best in you, that pull out the best in you and challenge you to drop your limitations and step into your power. You have to feel like a winner if you want to win. Tony Robbins ain't going to help you with that. I ain't going to help you with that. You have to help your fucking self. Third thing that I think is super important in regards to this conversation: violent action. Stop fucking listening to podcasts and not doing anything. You're not helping anyone, including yourself and your family, who's counting on you to provide a life for them. You need to step up. So number one is violent action. Number two, self-image. You're never going to escape the man or woman that you see in the mirror. So you reading Tony Robbins books, hoping that it's going to help you change your life. You're the one that has to change your life. So do something about it. Third thing is skill development. Unless you're getting you need to be sharpening your sword, bro. You need to be sharpening your sword. And whatever it is that you're trying to do, you need to be trying to be the very best at it. The reason that I love competing, I love doing fitness competitions, is because every time I did a show and I wanted to win, anytime somebody beat me, I always studied why I lost. And so my third fitness competition, the guy that beat me had better posing than me. So then my fourth fitness competition, I was like, nobody will ever have better posing than me on stage. And so I worked on posing until I was the best on stage. And now every stage that I step on, I'm the best on stage. Last fitness competition I went to, the guy was when I got second in the overall, I wasn't as lean. So when I came to the next show, I was the leanest guy on stage. And so I figured out what my deficit was, where my area was that I was lacking. I could focus all of my energy and effort on that area until I had a breakthrough. But I apply that same mindset to business, y'all. I can't tell you guys how long I worked on my content to a place where now it's hitting and every single piece of content I post goes viral. That's dope. You guys know how many videos I posted that were getting 500 to 1,000 views to 2,000 views for a year? But I'm not fucking around. I wasn't watching YouTube videos and hoping that my videos went viral. I was taking violent action every day and I was working on improving my skills every day. And unlike you who post the same shit on social media every day and then you're like, the algorithm hates me, I was constantly testing and perfecting my craft. And I'm trying different hooks and I'm experimenting with different videos and I'm trying to film in different scenes in different areas. I'm constantly improving the skill of content. And as I improve the skill of content, it allows me to experiment and try new things while also sticking to what's working. And all of a sudden now every single piece of content that I post goes viral. When literally 2 years ago, every single piece of content that I posted got 500 to 2,000 views. My podcast was popping. My Instagram reels were shit. Skill development. You guys understand what I'm saying here? It's Tony Robbins' book isn't going to help you put in the 6 hours per week that you need to role play to improve your sales skills. It's not going to do it. My podcasts are not going to put in the 6 to 12 hours a week that you need to put into your content creation process so that you can create high value content so you attract more clients. You have to fucking do that. I can't do that for you. My podcasts are not going to go into your DMs and have conversation with the prospects that are interested in working with you to book phone calls to get them on your fitness program. My podcast can't do that. Only you can fucking do that. And so many people always ask me, they're like, Brian, you've worked with 7,500 coaches at this point. How come 350 have only hit $10,000 a month? Because of this. It's because of this. They don't have the violent action. They don't have the self-image. They just don't believe. And because they don't believe, they're not working on their skill. I can't change your fucking life for you, dude. I wish I could, but I can't. You are the only person that's going to change your life. And it's not going to happen by listening to podcasts and getting all fucking rah-rah and then turning off the podcast and being the same person. That defeats the purpose of learning new information. I want to learn new information so that I can evolve and become a better version of myself, so that I have more value to offer to the world, so that I can step into my power and become more and share more and inspire more and impact more and dream more and achieve more and get more. Like, I want to learn so that I can implement better, faster, easier, with more success. I'm not watching videos because I'm fucking working on myself and I'm developing myself. I'm tracking my results. If my income's going up, I'm doing something right. If my income's not going up, I'm fucking up. If I look better in the mirror, I'm doing something right. If I don't look better in the mirror, I'm fucking around. Like, I care about results, and so should you. And so if you're listening to Tony Robbins podcast or Brian Mark podcast, you're reading self-development books, and you're still broke, I highly recommend you listen to this podcast again, because you're the worst kind of procrastinator, because you're the procrastinator that's convincing yourself that you're getting better, but you're staying in the same fucking place. Information without implementation is just noise. You are the only one that can change your life. And it's going to start when you start taking violent action towards the things that you want, and you start actually going after it with a ferocious intensity that won't be stopped. It starts with the violent action, right? If you're not willing to take violent action, then like, I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you, right? Like that's where it starts. And I think if you can take one thing from this podcast and really dissect it and break it down and sit with it, it's this: never listen to a piece of information without taking something away from it that you take action on. It's a complete and total waste of time. When you hear something that inspires you, motivates you, changes you, shifts you, when you're watching the courses of the videos, do the work. Because unless you do what the video, podcast, YouTube, book suggests, you just end up as the same fucking person. And I don't know about you guys, but to me, I would rather die than be the same person this year as I was next year. But the truth is 95% of society just lives that life on repeat. They're just the same people over and over and over again every single year. If you don't want that to be you, I encourage you to stop fucking around and make a different decision. I encourage you. Violent action, self-image, and skill development. That's it. That's all. I hope you guys have the best of your entire life. Go fucking do something with this podcast, please. Peace.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.